Hello, this is Japanese Economic Review Channel. Welcome to the March 2026 briefing on Japan's macro labor and wage trends, based on the MHLW preliminary report. Today we explore a structural shift in the Japanese economy, the long-awaited positive turn in real wages, and a transition toward higher hourly productivity. Let's review the key indicators. Nominal cash earnings robustly grew by 2.7% year-on-year to 317,254 yen. Total employment expanded by 1.1% to 51.45 million. Interestingly, total working hours plateaued at 132.7 hours, indicating wage expansion is driven by better pay rates, not longer hours. Here is the most significant breakthrough. Nominal wage growth of 2.7% has finally outpaced the core inflation rate of 1.6%. This equation results in a positive real wage growth of 1.0%. The purchasing power of Japanese workers is fundamentally increasing, marking a clear departure from negative trends. This chart visualizes the critical inflection point. After a prolonged period where inflation eroded nominal gains, the real wage index has definitively crossed into positive territory. This plus 1.0% growth signifies that recent wage hikes are structurally resilient against consumer price pressures. What drives this 2.7% total growth? It is fueled primarily by a strong 3.2% increase in scheduled or base pay. Conversely, volatile special bonuses declined by 1.5%. This indicates a highly sustainable growth model driven by stable base salaries rather than temporary incentives. However, workforce segments reveal a disparity. General workers saw a 3.3% increase in total earnings to 413,495 yen. Meanwhile, part-time workers saw a modest 1.4% total increase, largely because their total working hours significantly contracted by 2.0%. Focusing on part-time workers, we observe two opposing forces. The upward force is a massive 3.8% surge in their hourly wage to 1,431 yen. However, this is offset by the downward force of a 2.0% reduction in working hours. They are earning more per hour but working fewer total hours. Analyzing working hours reveals a deeper efficiency shift. While scheduled hours slightly increased by 0.2%, overtime hours sharply contracted by 3.0% to just 9.9 hours. Japan is definitively moving away from an overtime-dependent culture toward higher productivity within regular hours. The labor market composition is evolving rapidly. Part-time employment is growing at 2.7% year-on-year, which is more than 4 times faster than general employment growth. Consequently, the part-time workforce ratio has pushed up to nearly 32%, requiring careful policy monitoring. Sector analysis reveals a stark K-shaped recovery. High-skill sectors like finance and construction show explosive wage inflation, surging by 7.6% and 9.6% respectively. Conversely, face-to-face services like eating and drinking contracted by 7.4%, highlighting deep industry polarization. Finally, let's look globally. Using the comprehensive CPI for international parity, Japan's real wage growth sits at a competitive plus 1.3%. This outpaces the purchasing power recovery currently seen in the US and the UK, plus 0.3%, signaling that Japan's labor market transition is yielding strong results. Thank you for watching the Japanese Economic Review. We look forward to having you with us again.